He also follows up and says, I'm rightly skeptical. You know what? That may be true in a way. I mean, I understand the skepticism. I really do. But I would just encourage you to drop it because it's not going to do you any good. And considering the illusions, the things I was alluding to before, you are you are a you are a you are a spirit conduit being. You need to wake up and understand what a human is. Understand that your life is on a spirit path. That's a real part of reality. And so clinging to negative skepticism, what it does is it sets up a pattern into your experience of life that will lead you in ways that are even hard to comprehend into a world you don't want to be in. You don't want to live that life. You don't want to resonate with people who have that type of mentality. You don't want you don't want to be that. There might be good reasons that you can find in your mind to be rightly skeptical, but I would encourage you to drop it completely. Forget about that. Develop a vision in your mind and ask God to help you clarify it. Pray, meditate, spend time looking for what would be God's will for how things would go on the earth. What would be his will for how things would go in your life? And envision that future and that type of outcome, and then believe in it and give your thoughts over to that outcome. Give your thoughts to those things. Just think that way. There's really isn't a downside to worry about. You're missing a huge opportunity to use your time in a powerful way if you do the other thing. If you are rightly skeptical, okay, but you're completely wasting your ability to have a spiritual influence on the world. Because if you keep that, if you do what I'm telling you, there's levels to it that are so powerful. We need to develop a positive momentum of positive faith-based outlook for the future. This is part of the waking up that the world needs to do. We need to realize we can't just be reactionary and, oh, I saw a thing and now I've determined what the cause of these events were and I'm going to try to initiate a new cause to new events. Life is more like a dream than we realize. We are way more connected to God than we realize, or he wants us to be. And in fact, it's our disconnection from God and his creative powers that keeps us languishing in loss, loneliness, and suffering. So much more than we realize. The enemy's main trick, his main trick, is to make us rely on ourselves to figure things out. If he keeps us relying on our own power, our own intellect, our own, reasoning, we'll never get out of this. We won't. You can't figure it out because his ways are so much higher than ours. And we really are his hands and feet here. And that comes down to a practical way of loving and ministering to each other. And we will want to embody those actions that are reflective of his character and his nature. But also, he is a creator. That's part of what he is. And we are his children. He creates through us, through our faith. There's a side of it. There's a side of reality that really do be like that. So I'm encouraging you to check that out. Just give it a try. Leave the skepticism behind. Forget about it. Just die on that hill. Just go all the way to the grave, believing that it's going to work out. And at the last moment when they're about to drop you in the volcano, keep on believing. And then just go into the lava believing, if that's how it goes. But that's the hero's way. The hero is the one who keeps the faith until that last moment. And then when the opportunity opens itself up, when the dragon's neck is exposed, you get to strike it. But if you don't have the faith, you never even get close to the dragon. And that's the problem, is that you'll try to rationalize, maybe if we trap it, maybe if we try to build a gun or rah. But the hero has God on his side. And that's the adventure that God wants you to live. He wants you to find that level of living in your life. Like, that's really what you're after here. And if you can achieve that, you did it. And you can go into the next life like a boss. But if you don't achieve that and you go kicking and struggling and trying to figure it all out, and then you just like are on life support and you're like, I'm trying to stay alive. You wouldn't have like kind of like a wiener. Like, don't do that.